They made war with the Hagrites, with Yetur, Naphish, and Nadav, and they were helped against them. And the Hagrites were delivered into their hand, and all who were with them. For they cried out to God in battle. He heeded their prayer because they put their trust in him. This is the formula for success. This is the formula for victory. The victory in our faith. When we are in the heat of battle, when it rages against us, when it's terrifying, when it's scary beyond belief, we do not retreat, we do not give up ground, but rather we push forward. And how do we push forward? How do we advance when there looks impossible, when the odds look impossible against us? This is how we advance. This is spiritual warfare. We get on our knees, we cry out to God, we put our trust in him. If you want to win the battles in this age, in your life, the lust of the flesh, every morning you get up and your flesh is waging a war against you. You get up and you go about your way. If that weren't enough, you have demonic entities, demonic forces coming out to destroy you. Their sole purpose, because you take the name of Yeshua upon your lips, is to come and get you and take you out. That's the sole purpose. You want to win in this age, follow the formula. Over and over and over again, we see this is the principle we need to apply. Putting our trust in God, crying out to him, going to prayer. You've heard me say it before, and I will say it again. The deeper you get into relationship with Yeshua, the more you make him the Lord of your life, the more you're going to war. The more you're going to come up into warfare. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to value prayer more than you ever have before. There is power in prayer. Do not let the adversary tell you different, as we already covered. They are not just words. When you cry out to the Lord of heaven and earth, the one who sacrificed and gave himself for you, there is power. Stand in that power. And as I would say, kneel in that power, because God is willing to help you. Continuing on in verse 21, we read, Then they took away their livestock, 50,000 of their camels, 250,000 of their sheep, 2,000 of their donkeys, also 100,000 of their men. Now think about that number, because they didn't even number 45,000. That is powerful. For many fell dead because the war was God's. The principle to gain success in war, yes, put your trust in him. Yes, go to prayer. That is good. But there's an undertow, there's an underlying fundamental principle laying the groundwork that comes first. And that is this: the war must be God's. If it is God's war, I ask you, can the war be lost? It cannot. The war cannot be lost if it is the Lord's battle. So let's follow this to its logical conclusion. If we go out and fight the Lord's battles, what does it tell you? You cannot be defeated. This is what I was telling you the other week. You are invincible. You are indestructible. You can't be defeated because you're fighting for the Lord. You're fighting the Lord's battle. So what's the moral here? What do I want you to take away from this? If you're going to fight, you better make sure you're fighting the Lord's battles. This one principle will change your life. One of the mightiest warriors that you will read about in the Bible is King David. Why is that? Well, it's interesting. Abigail tells us the reason why he was such a mighty warrior, why he won one victory after another. He didn't lose. David didn't lose. He just kept fighting. Saul, he's slaying his thousands. David, his 10,000s. You think about his fame. But why? Abigail, who at the time was the wife of Nabal. Nabal was a scoundrel, okay? When David needed help, he asked Nabal for help. Nabal rejected him. He did not help David. Abigail came on the scene, behind the scene, because David was going to slaughter his house. and she moved in wisdom. She recognized David. But look at what she says in 1 Samuel 25, verse 27. And now this present, which your maidservant has brought to my Lord, let it be given to the young men who follow my Lord. Please forgive the trespass of your maidservant. For the Lord will certainly make for my Lord an enduring house. Why? Because my Lord fights the battles of the Lord. That is why he fought the battles of the Lord. Evil was not found in him throughout his days. I think it's safe to say every one of you want to be great. You want to make your mark in this age. We should want to be like the men and the women that we read about in this book. Millions of people have read about their actions, their sacrifices. I'm going to tell you, every single person in this room can be that great. You have the potential. The question is, will you do it? Will you be willing to fight the Lord's battles? One of the primary reasons we fall, one of the primary reasons we fail to gain victory and battle is because we are not fighting the battles of the Lord, but rather we're fighting battles of our own cause. Think about it. We're fighting battles for our own purpose, according to the dictates of our own heart. And when we do that, we fall into a trap, a snare of the wicked one, and we're set up for total destruction, total defeat. If we're going to talk about warfare, about warring in the spiritual realm, wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, we need to understand there's battles we are called to fight, and there are battles we are not called to fight.
Hey there, this is Mike at Corner Fringe Ministries. Thanks for watching our video. If you liked the video or it encouraged you, do us a favor. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this video, hit the button here. And if you want to watch the rest of this series, you can check it out here. And don't forget, you can download the Corner Fringe Ministries app today on any of your Play stores. Thanks for joining us at Corner Fringe Ministries.